to a place you want to go. That put some power into personal training or what? Okay? Once you have established that rapport with your client and you're trying to figure out how to bridge the gap, you've got to have that trust in order to be able to get there, right? Otherwise, what you're saying to your client isn't actually going to ever hit home to them. They're going to nod and they're going to say, yeah, I get it. I'm here. I'm paying attention. But are their behaviors going to be consistent with it? Probably not. Is their body language going to be agreeable to it? Not necessarily. So let's talk about the physiology of what happens here. What's your favorite brain center? I said, what's your favorite brain center? This is a geeky question.
Cortex.
We'll talk about the cortex. Yes, thank you, Jeremy, the amygdala. Okay. Sorry, I'm smiling because I like talking about the amygdala. All right, so when you receive information from your thalamus, your amygdala, which is your fight or flight, decides fear or anger. Oh, don't laugh at me, Dave. You're a nerd. You know you could have this conversation with me for 3 hours. So your amygdala is your fight or flight. It will help decide fight or flight. All right? It is going to really process. You have essentially 7 primary human emotions, but it's going to focus in on fear and on anger. All right? So we're looking at basic instincts. Anytime that you receive information, your amygdala actually receives that information before it goes to your cortex. Okay? Obviously, a microsecond reaction between the two. But if your amygdala says, boom, this is not safe, this is not okay, it is going to override your logical thinking, your cortex. Let me give you an example, okay? I have a personal training client who hairline fractured her rib while laying on a foam roll. Literally lay down on a foam roll. Not a good thing, okay? Getting her to foam roll, probably one of the best things. Better than most of the movement I can get her to do because her tissue is so incredibly adhesed and tight and she's never exercised a day in her life until she's what? 50 years old. So probably one of the best things I could get her to do. But literally lay down the first time on the foam roll, hairline fractured a rib. Okay? So how do I get her back on that foam roll again? She sees a foam roll and her brain goes, no, that's painful. I'm not touching that thing. Okay? Right? Even though after plenty of time we have worked and we have talked about the importance of foam rolling, how much some myofascial release will benefit this person, how much some massage is going to make her feel immensely better. Her brain sees foam roll and says no. Okay? So my work was definitely cut out for me in order to get her back on a foam roll. Does that make sense? How the amygdala is immediately going to override that? She had something in her head that said, no, this is not safe. This is fearful for me. I don't like where I'm at. Okay? I'm not going to do this. All right, so then what does she associate foam rolling, that exercise component with? Okay, guess what? Now there's a fear about Darcy. Oh, wow. Do I have really my work cut out for me now, okay? Because I've got to convince my client that this is extremely important for her and that I am a positive resource for her as well, okay? So,
And then you can actually earn rapport as a trainer by saying, you know what, I can't convince you to get on this foam roll, but I can refer you to a massage therapist who can work on that more specifically, and maybe they can convince you to use this foam roll from their perspective, and then you just earn more rapport, or recover your relationship with them.
thank you. Her massage therapist is in the room.
Okay.
Very cool. So that's a little bit more of the relationship with the amygdala and the cortex, okay? So logical thinking might not even exist if the amygdala is taking over and saying, guess what, boom, flee, this is not good, okay? Or fight, this is fear. Now, how as trainers do we go about changing that? If we know that our client has a fear of something, so say you've met with your client and you know that they're very, very concerned and they don't want to be in the weight rooms. So you have gotten to that point where they're comfortable working with you. You have a positive rapport, they trust what you're doing, but now you're going to move them from the training studio or for wherever you are working with them into that weight room. How do you convince them that that is something that they need, that is something that they will benefit from, that that fear no longer is there? 2 positive things that I want you to think about. that are really going to help, because it's the limbic system again, okay? So we're talking about your amygdala, your amygdala immediately responding. Confidence and enthusiasm. Your vocal tones in what you say to your client and how you say them and how you portray everything. Keys, okay? What is confidence? Let's get a clear-cut definition of what confidence can be. Okay? Yes, but your client needs to believe it. So it's saying, I have the ability to help you. Okay? So yes, absolutely. Confidence is the ability to believe in yourself, but as your client, they're perceiving it as, I have the ability to help you. Okay?
I would say it's faith in your own authority.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Faith in your authority. So if you guys are writing that down, I have the ability to help you. Enthusiasm. Wow, I just said that very exciting, didn't I? Enthusiasm. The willingness. I have the willingness to help you. Not only am I able to do this, but I'm excited that I'm willing to do this. Okay? Does that make it clear? So now if you exhibit confidence and enthusiasm, guess what? My client foam rolls. Yeah, she's not right here with the foam roll right now. She's on the legs. She's foam rolling up against a wall with it. She's seeing a massage therapist. She has more movement in her body than I ever imagined her being able to have. How did it primarily happen? Confidence and enthusiasm. Does she say, oh, I don't trust Darcy, I'm scared of this anymore? Heck no, I gotta be careful what I say because she takes every information. Poor Margot probably hears way too much about me. Okay, or Jade has gotten her hair done by this client. She knows way too much about me probably too. Okay, so how is that accomplished? Through your communication and the style of communication that you're going to do. Those two keys, confidence and enthusiasm. So you walk into session 1 or your IC with a client. You need to show confidence and you need to show enthusiasm. Your client, within the first 3 seconds, just like today, you guys already decided whether you're going to listen to me or not. Within 3 seconds, you need to either know, I trust this person, bless you, Marie. I trust this person, my amygdala says, okay, I'll process the information going to the cortex, this is going to make sense. Or, I'm not listening. All right, so how are you going to do that? Confidence and enthusiasm. You guys smile because you know it all just happened to you right now. Okay? Does that make sense? All right, cool. We're going to practice this. Now what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to give you the program design questionnaire. For those of you who are PTA Global Certified or in that process, you are going to go ahead and partner up with a person or 2 people who are not. This is one of the tools that is extremely powerful in your initial consultation. So those of you guys who again went through the training course are going to use this as part of your IC. This helps design or decide what type of program you're going to do for your client. Okay? There are certain categories. First category that I'm going to have you do is exploration questions, so regarding the goal. Then I'm going to have you skip, and we're not going to talk about the style and the criteria and that aspect of it. We're going to talk about the goal and the motivation about the goal because I want you to be in a positive state of rapport with the person who you are interviewing or doing the questions. Now, as you do this, so raise your hand how many of you are in here who have taken the class?
PTA class.
Yep. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, good. We'll have you guys partner up, and if there's anybody that is not with somebody who has taken the class, just because this can be overwhelming and there's more stuff on here than you're going to use for my purpose today. So I want you to partner up, and if there's a pair of 3, that's fine. One person is going to be the observer. And class members, you're going to do step 1 and step 4 and read only the bulleted questions. You're not doing full-blown, this is whether I'm deciding whether you're a hybrid or a progressive, transitional, whatever type of client it's going to be. You're just simply working on a state of rapport and utilizing these questions to do that with the individual who you are speaking with. Make sense?